All right, today we are going to be starting on the mat, and your straps will be lengthened to where your handles are about mid-shin. And we're going to be lying on our back, and we're going to place our heels into the straps. So you are, of course, going to honor your body today, and as always. Now, if you have that door anchor, just make sure that you're not jamming your feet into the wall here. So with your heels into the handles, I want you to find a press down through the heels and the back of the legs, and then feel your pinky toes pull back and the big balls of your feet press forward, just like we do footwork on the reformer. Now go ahead and pick the arms up and then reach them back behind you and just find a big good morning stretch. So allow the ribs to flare if that feels good. And take a big breath in. And then on your exhale, allow your ribs to soften down towards the mat. And let's do that again. Take a big breath in. And then on your exhale, just feel your spine lengthen in every direction. Feel the ribs sink a little bit heavier. And now pick the arms up on the inhale. And then on your exhale, I want you to curl your head, neck, and shoulders up and just come into that upper ab curl, keeping pressure down into the straps. And then just lengthen as you come back down. Arms reach back behind you. Again, you lift up just to the tips of your shoulder blades, hug those legs together even if they can't touch, and then back down, or mainly, I guess, the heels. On this next one, we're gonna stay up and we're gonna do our 100. So arms pick up, curl the head, neck, and shoulders up, and start pumping here for your 100. Inhale and exhale. Now try to keep those straps stable and keep them from shaking, and feel that your tailbone stays heavy into the mat. So your pubic bone is reaching towards your heels. And this pump from the arms is coming from your back. So neck stays long, collarbone is broad. Now, can you make your pumps a little bit bigger and with a little bit more energy? 10, 9, 8, 7, 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Go ahead and lower all the way down. Arms reach back behind you. And then pick the arms back up. Take a big expansive breath in. And then on your exhale, you're going to roll yourself all the way up, up, up. And I'm hitting my wall here. And I'm going to round forward. And I'm going to think of going up and over my stomach. And then you're going to roll back down. Think of those heels pushing down and away, all the way down. Arms go back behind you. Arms lift up. You go up and over. Broad collarbone as you come up and over. Pull those pinky toes back to deepen that stretch. And then roll yourself all the way down, down, down. 2 more here. Arms pick up. They are strong. Use your exhale on your sticky spots. Pull the ribs back as the crown of your head goes forward. And then roll back down. Last one here. Arms pick up. Think fingertips forward, sternum back. And make sure your tailbone is curling under just as much as your upper back is rounding. And then roll the pelvis away from the thighs. Keep pushing down through the heels. And all the way down. All right, so now I want you to take your hands into the straps. I'm gonna have to scoot back a little bit more. So just again, be mindful of the wall here. And I've got my hands into the straps as opposed to the handles because they're kind of pulling me right now. So my feet are flexed. I'm gonna bring my right leg straight up to the ceiling. And I'm just gonna pause here and feel my right hip reach to my left inner thigh. I'm gonna point out through my right toe. And then I'm just gonna draw little circles. Thinking of my arms just reaching away. And I'm trying to keep everything else stable. Now, if you want to up the ante here, we're going to hover that opposite leg as I draw little circles for 3 and 2 and 1. Hold, and then reverse your circles. Keep those ribs heavy into the mat. We have 3 and 2 and 1. Now we're going to scissor switch. So right leg goes all the way down and into the mat. Left leg straightens up to the ceiling. And then just draw those little circles to start. And then when you're ready, maybe that right leg hovers as we do those little circles here. Keep the base of your ribs drawing down into the floor. We have 2 and 1. We reverse. How straight can you keep that left leg right now? For 3 and 2 and 1. Good. Lower the leg all the way down. Now from here, let's just go ahead and roll you up and just round forward for a moment. And now staying seated, take your hands into the handles and bring your knees into your chest and your feet on the floor. This might take some finagling either forward or back as always. So I want you to round into yourself and then walk your feet in a little bit closer, and then maybe your toes could hover up off the mat. Now, some days I need to go arms straight, some days I have to have my elbows bent. Again, do what works best for you. And then just place the toes back down. Okay, so let's do that again. It's your rolling like a ball position, all right? So bring your knees into your chest and pull your heels into your seat. Now, as you rock back, I want you to use that knee pulling in to just get the low back into the mat first. And then you're gonna rock yourself up. Let the arms help you. Let's do that again. Pull the knees into the chest, in to just get that low back into the mat first, and then rock yourself up. We have one more like this. Knees come in, pull those heels to your seat, and then rock yourself up. Now take your hands into the cradles, and we are gonna do our rolling like a ball. So you're gonna hold that shape, find those low abdominals as you do this. So arms press down into the handles, or into the straps rather. Bring your knees in. I'm gonna rock back, keep the shape, and then rock yourself up. Inhale, rock back, and then exhale, rock yourself up. Inhale, lift the hips, and exhale, rock up. Inhale, lift the hips, and rock back up. Make sure the weight goes into your shoulders and not your neck. Last one. And then rock back all the way up. All right, so now from here, we're gonna roll back to the tips of your shoulder blades now. Now we have some options. You can keep the arms straight. I find that's harder. Or I can open my arms out to the side for a little bit more of assistance for my chest lift. So pull your right knee into your chest. Left leg shoots out long and away. And switch. And switch. Now you can always do this with the head down, right? But work that knee pulling in and in. Let those inner thighs kiss as they pass through space. We have 3 and 2 and 1. Bring both knees into your chest. Glue them together if you can. Inhale the legs away, and then exhale, pull them in. Inhale away, exhale, pull them in. Now as you come in, maybe those hips could lift up off the mat a little bit. And if they can't, you're thinking about it. Last one here. Pull the knees in, and then just rest down for a moment. Take your feet wide into the mat. Drop your knees off to the right. Imagine both knees could touch the floor. And then lift the knees up and over to the other side. Find this big, twisty, yummy thigh stretch. And then one more time each side. And then last one. Okay, back to center. So we have to finish our series of 5 here. So curl your head, neck, and shoulders up. Once again, if that's for you, straighten the legs up to the ceiling. As your right leg pulls back, you're gonna lower your left leg down and switch. Work more on the leg pulling back and into you than anything. Pull it into you and into you. We've got 3 and 2 and 1. Now zip the legs up together. They're gonna lower down. Maybe you can curl up a little bit higher and then lift back up. They push down and away. Now as they lift up, you curl up higher. Push down and away and then lift back up. You have 2 more. Super glue those legs together. Last one here, push them down and away. Curl up a little bit higher as the legs lift up and then lower everything down. Take your hands back into the cradles. Your knees are bent, your feet are on the floor. Hip socket distance apart. Take a big breath in, and then on your exhale, you're gonna tuck your tailbone between the thighs, roll the hips up, and just pause at the top. And just find this lovely hip opening thigh stretch at the top. And then melt all the way down. Fully release the tailbone at the bottom. Again, roll the hips under. Peel the hips up. And then lengthen. Drag your seat to your feet as you come all the way down. Last one here. Roll the tailbone under and then pause. Find your long line. Think pubic bone higher than your 2 hip points. And now without letting the knees shift a whole lot, drop your right hip down and then lift it up. Drop your left hip down and then back up. Now the thighs, the knees, they might shift some, but you're just trying to limit it, right? We don't want to be all over to the side. But this is a hip twist. Let's do 3 and 2 and 1. Find center and then just roll all the way down. Okay, so now we're gonna do our kicks. So just negotiate the straps, right? If you need, go ahead and roll the hips up. Find the top of your bridge, all right? So sternum is soft, there's space in the front of your throat. Bring your right knee into your chest, straighten it up to the ceiling. You lower the leg down and away and then kick it back up. Lower it down and away and back up. Let the arms help you here. We have 3, reach for the wall, 2, and 1. Leg comes up, fold the knee, place the foot down. Bring the left knee into the chest, reach it up to the sky, send it down and away and up. So the arms are helping you to assist to get those hips level. We got 3 and 2 and 1. Fold the knee, place the foot down, and then just melt all the way down. Let's now go ahead and roll yourself up. Bring the soles of your feet together, your knees go wide. Now I don't have a lot of space here, but I'm just gonna pull on the straps and just lean forward to get an inner thigh stretch. Okay, now legs are gonna go straight out in front of you. So if you have a ceiling mount, your feet will probably be in line with where the straps are dangling. And then for a door anchor, obviously we're not hitting the door. So take your handles into your hands, feet are the width of the mat, and stack your spine up tall. And then find that arm to back connection as you press the hands down into the handles. Pull those pinky toes back. And now take a big breath in here. And then on your exhale, you're gonna nod your chin, round up and over, round forward, stretch forward, curl that tailbone under so we get a little stretch in the low back. And then from tail to crown, we stack the spine all the way up, getting taller, taller, taller. Again, nod your chin, you round up and over. Push the heels and the back of the legs down into the mat. And then stack your spine up tall. Good. Again, nod the chin, round up and over. Think of belly pulling back, hands going forward. And then from tail to crown, we stack all the way back up. Now I want you to turn the legs out. So your inner thighs are showing up to the ceiling a little bit more than the tops of your thighs. So we're gonna do that same spine stretch, but we're gonna add in some fun stuff. So point out through the toes, and now round up and over. Maybe not as far as you just did, but just find this forward fold. And now, can you float your right leg up and then lower it down? Float your left leg up and down. Use those arms, they're helping you, right? Right leg goes up and down. Left leg comes up and down. One more on each side, right leg up and down, left leg up and down, and then stack your spine all the way up. So you might find that you can go further forward, further back, but either way, wherever your torso is at, you're trying to keep it stable as opposed to moving all over the place. So now let's do a parallel position. So top of the thighs are showing up to the ceiling. We're gonna do the same thing. Now if this gets to be too much, go back to your turnout, right? So find that forward fold. Keep the legs razor straight. Now float your right leg up and down. Float your left leg up and down. Right leg up and down. One side might be harder than the other. Left leg up and down. One more time each side. Right leg up and down. Make it longer as you lift it up and down. Whew. Go ahead and flex your feet. I'm gonna need to take my hands into the cradles just because my straps are a little high. So do what you need to do for your shoulders for saw. So round up and over. Take your left arm out to the side as your right hand reaches for your left toes. Now push into those handles, feel your spine lengthen and your ribs lift, and then come back to center, stack everything up. Right arm goes out to the side, left hand to right foot, draw that right shoulder out of the ear, and then come back to center. One more time each side. Equal weight into both hips, pinky toes pulling back, and then come all the way up. Last one here. Feel like your spine is tractioning forward, tailbone is reaching down, and then stack it all the way up. Now, keep your feet flexed. Can you circle the arms out to the side and back behind you to dive the head forward? So really push into those straps. Stretch, stretch, stretch forward, and then carefully arms circle around and then stack your spine up tall. So now let's come on to our stomach for some swan or for some extension. So when your arms are straight, your hands are going to be right underneath those straps. So hands are going to go into the handles, or sorry, into the straps. If you have the shoulder mobility for it, hands can go into the handles. So find your forehead into the mat. Legs are long and reaching behind you. And then press your pubic bone down into the mat and feel your low abdominals kind of lift up to support your low back. Now forehead just stays down. I want you to shrug the shoulders into the ears and then glide your shoulders away from your ears. We elevate the shoulder blades and then we depress the shoulder blades down away from the ears. Now, don't feel like you have to keep the arms narrow or wide. Let it happen. Wherever they go, as we move the shoulders, just let it happen. Now I want you to feel the shoulder blades kind of settle in the center of your back. You're going to bend the elbows wide, so elbows lift, and then straighten the arms back out. It is a pec lat stretch. But you can also think of it as kind of a lat pull down, just with gravity being your friend. Elbows reach wide and up. You're only going to your point of control. We have 2 and 1. Now arms go straight. Zip the legs up together. Feel your tailbone lengthen to get your pubic bone reaching into the mat. Now arms are going to stay straight. You're going to lift yourself up and find your swan or your extension. Feel your heart reach through your arms and then just lengthen as you come all the way down. Good. Again, we press down into the arms. Heart reaches forward, chest lifts, and then lengthen all the way down. Good. Again. Tailbone stays long and then come all the way down. Now we're going to play and do a little side bend with a little bit of a twist action in there. So now separate your feet so they're kind of the width of the mat. I'm gonna lift up just like halfway. I'm gonna row my right elbow out to the side. I'm gonna push into my hands. I'm gonna try to lift my right leg up off the mat and use that hip to lift me up into my side bend. And I'm gonna pause here at the top. I'm gonna try to find balance. And then keep your legs still for as long as you can as your right arm reaches forward, upper body twists and rotates towards the floor, and your hip and your leg is the last thing to come down. Left elbow comes out to the side, left hip or left leg, then your hip lifts and you come all the way up. Legs are reaching long. Your bottom arm, it can be straight, it can be bent. I find when it's bent, you lift up higher. Left arm reaches forward. Resist that hip from dropping. And then one more time each side. Right elbow out to the side. Use that hip, that butt cheek to lift you up. And then right arm reaches forward, kind of spiral down and away. Last one here, left elbow. We roll onto that right hip. We lift up. So it almost feels like you're doing like a side body crunch here. Find balance. This is obviously my weaker side. And then we come all the way down. Okay. So now let's do some single leg and double leg kicks. So zip the legs up together. And now press your big toes down into the floor so your toes are still pointed. Now, as you push the toes down, I want you to try to lift your kneecaps up off the floor. Can you keep the hover of the kneecaps as you float the toes or the feet up off the floor? Now from here, can you lift up into your baby swan? So just a little baby extension. Now from here, keep the hover of your knees, kick your right heel to your seat. We kick, 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 and then stretch back out. Left heel, kick, 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 and back out. Remember, your pubic bone is into the mat. We kick, 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 and then stretch back out. We kick, 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 and back out. One more time each side. We kick, 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 and back out. Last one. Kick, 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 and then back out, and then lower everything down. Double leg kicks. So think bent elbow, bent knee. We bend the elbows wide. We bend the knees. We kick, kick, kick. And as the legs stretch out long, the arms are going to stretch out. We lift up into our extension, trying to keep those knees hovering if you can. And as we lengthen back down, knees are going to bend, elbows are going to bend. We're going to kick, kick, kick. Shoot everything out long. Reach, 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 reach. And then bend everything back in. Neck is long. We kick, kick, kick. Stretch everything out. Reach, 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 reach. Last one here. Broad collarbone. We kick, kick, kick. Last reach. And then come all the way down. Go ahead and let go of your straps and just sit your hips back and round into your spine. Tuck your toes under so your feet are flexed. And I want you to push into those hands to stretch out your ankles, your calves, your feet, just somewhere in there. Okay. All right, let's do some planking. All right, so let's take our feet. We're gonna keep the straps at the same length. Tops of the feet go into the cradles. All right. Remember, you can always take your feet down to the mat. These are tough. You need to take a break, you take a break. Join us when you're ready, all right? So you're gonna come down to your forearms. Fists, drive them into the mat. Can you get your face over your fists? Hard flex of your feet. And if that doesn't work for you, then just find a point out through the toes, okay? So make sure you're not gonna kick the wall. Lift the feet, straighten the legs, and pause. Work that protraction of the scapula. And can you get more weight into your fists than your elbows? Legs are strong. Heels are pushing back into those handles. We've got 3 and 2 and 1. Lower down. All right, and another thing you can do, you can always hold the plank. Trust me, I still want to push you, but some days you just need to take a moment, and I get that. All right, so next one we're gonna do is our saw. So just gliding back and forth. It's just like your long stretch from the reformer. So fists come down, face over your fists. More weight into your pinkies, straighten those legs back behind you, and now you glide back and glide forward. Now I'm hitting the wall, so I need to scoot further away. So inhale as you go back, exhale to come forward. Long tailbone, inhale back, exhale forward. Keep working that pull apart on your shoulder blades. We have 4, hang in there, and 3, lift that chest up, and 2, last one, come all the way in, lower down. Now, turn right on over to your right side. So your right elbow is into the mat. Top leg is forward, bottom leg is back. So flex those feet. Use your top arm if you need to, okay? So plant your whole forearm into the mat. Legs are strong. Catch your breath. When you're ready, lift up into that side plank. Do whatever you feel best with that top arm. And work that lift up and into gravity. You have 3, long neck, keep the gaze forward, and 2, and 1, lower down. Told you it's gonna be quick. Other side. Top leg is forward, bottom leg is back. Really feel like you're hugging the legs together, pushing those feet towards your wall. When you're ready, lift up. Think of your pull straps too, or a lot of things we do, right? You're trying to pull the shoulder blades apart. So really feel like your ribs are lifting up away from the floor. Gaze is forward. Hips are trying not to sag. We have 3 and 2 and 1. Carefully lower down. Whew. Take your feet out of the straps. And now we're gonna come up to standing. let's shorten your strap. So for me on the door anchor, they're just yellow tabs are all the way up and my handles are hitting me just above my knee. So anywhere in this mid-thigh to knee position is good, okay? So we're gonna get right into some rows. I'm just angled off to the side so you can see my feet. So zip your legs up together. Elbows are bent in narrow. Again, think of this as a bent elbow chest expansion. Walk your feet in, zip your legs up, and then feel like you're driving your pubic bone up towards your anchor point. From here, arms are gonna go straight, and then row yourself up. We go back, and then row yourself up. Of course, if you need more stability, you can separate the feet. But get that sensation like we do in thigh stretch. So your ribs are softening back, but your pubic bone is going forward. We have 4 and 3. My door's making a lot of noise. And 2 and 1. Now arms go straight. Turn the palms at kind of like a 45-degree angle. We're gonna do a mid row. So elbows go wide, but at like a 45. And then arms go straight. Make sure those pinkies are wrapping around the handles. We're just gonna go right for it since we're very warm here. We have 5 and 4. Remember, you can always walk your feet away or even closer. And 2 and 1. Now we turn the palms completely facing down, high, wide row. Elbows go wide and out to the sides. Now think of this position as your bent elbow pull straps too. So elbows are reaching across the ends of the room, like we're opening up our wingspan. Legs are still strong. It's gonna help you. For 4 and 3 and 2 and 1. Pull yourself up and then just reach forward. You can separate the feet. You can bend the knees. You can sway the arms from side to side. And then roll yourself all the way up. We are gonna let go of a handle, okay? Doesn't matter which one because we're gonna take the other handle in our hands. So interlace the webbing of your fingers. I know I did this on another video, but we're just gonna add on a little bit more and then hopefully just reinforce what we did in the first one. So legs are zipped up here. Hands go above the crown of your head or the center line of your body, and the elbows are slightly forward. So once again, finding space in your upper back, okay? So from here, find your long line, and now dip the hips out and away from your anchor point, and then pull them back in. It's your side bend from that roll down bar on the tower, the Cadillac, and then back in. Tailbone stays long. We go out, and then exhale, pull it back in. Inhale away, and then pull it back in. Last one here, you might feel your side body tomorrow, and then back in. Now let your outside hand go. So for me, I'm on my left hand. I'm gonna step out a little bit, and then bring the elbow up to 90. Now this elbow is gonna stay still, meaning it's not gonna go up or down, it stays right here, okay? So legs stay zipped up together, outside hand, do whatever you like. Let the arm go out, straight maybe, and then pull the hand back in. So for me, I need to scoot in a little bit closer to give myself more range. And then back in. So yes, this is a bicep curl, but think of this as a shoulder girdle stability exercise. Now, if you want more of a challenge, outside leg can hover. Woo, makes it a lot harder. Remember, it's not about how big this motion is, it's about how stable shoulder girdle can stay. We have 3, feeling things, and 2, and last one here, and then pull it in. All right, leg goes down while we get situated. So bring your hand, the palm of your hand facing away, facing forward. All right, so now legs zipped up together. Let that arm go straight. You're gonna row that elbow like it's gonna go behind your body, but your chest is gonna go forward. And then let the arm go straight and then pull it behind you. So just like we do everywhere else, the elbow should feel like it's reaching down and in. Now, option to hold that outside leg hovering. And if you're tight in your chest, you might be getting a stretch somewhere in here, maybe into the bicep. We have 3. And your body's staying square. And 2. And the last one. All right, other side. Every side is different. Be kind to yourself. So find your rowing or your shave hands here. Zip everything up. We dip the hips away from the anchor point and then pull them back in. Dip the hips away. Find that lateral flexion in your whole body and then back in. Remember, you can always adjust. Meaning maybe you do 2 at a hard position and then you do the rest at a, still challenging, but easier. Make sure the shoulder blades aren't creeping up into the ears. We have 2 more here. Last one. Inhale as you get longer and exhale to pull in. Let's find that side bicep curl. So highly recommend starting with both feet down just to get your position. You let that arm extend out and then bicep curl back in. There's definitely gonna be a point where it might feel like, holy cannoli, I can't do this. And then in the same breath, like, oh, this is really, really easy. So just find that happy medium. And don't let your elbow drop like mine is. We've got 3. Hang in there, push the floor away with those feet or that 1 foot. And 2. And a last one here. All right, get yourself set up for that side row. Row that elbow behind your back. And then arm goes straight. Now, no matter where your feet are for this one, I want you to feel that you are holding this plank position with your spine. So we're not allowing the hips to dip out. And you might be taking that leg up into that tabletop or chair position here. So like I said, you might be feeling your obliques tomorrow. Let's do 3 and 2 and 1. Alrighty, let's come back to both handles. We're gonna go right into some squats. So find your favorite squat position. Doesn't matter. Just make sure your feet look the same in regards to turnout, in line with one another. Elbows are gonna start bent just in front of your belly or your ribs. I want you to squat down and then stand it up. All right, we're gonna squat down. Feel like you're driving your knees past your toes and then back up. And the only reason I'm saying that is because I want you to get a stretch in your ankles or just maybe working into more mobility into the ankles. And also into the hips too. And feel free to switch up your position. We are gonna go to a more narrow stance here soon. Because there's a lot of things that we've been doing that have been trying to prepare us for our pistol squats. Let's do 3 and 2 and 1. All right, now bring the legs zipped up together, still the same arm position. I want you to step your right foot back so your right heel is into the floor. Now, drive your hips forward a little bit to where you're feeling a stretch down the back of the right leg, mainly the calf. And then from here, start to bend into both knees and then roll onto the right balls of your feet and then lunge down so you can really stretch out your toes and then stand it up and step the foot in. Left heel, drive it down and into the floor. Drive the hips forward and then we bend into the knees, roll onto the toes and then come all the way up. Also working into the legs too. So heel goes back and then we lunge down, roll onto the balls of the toes and then come all the way up. Okay, left heel, last one on this side or like this. And then come up, okie dokie. So let's now go legs zipped up together. Elbows are out in front of you. Please feel free to, again, to adjust forward or back, all right? So I'm gonna squat down with a relatively flat back. Now from here, I'm gonna round into my spine. So really tuck those hips under, all right? So from here, lift your right heel up. And now lift your toes up off of the floor. Bring your right knee into your chest. And now place the toes down. Place the heel down. Left heel lifts. Right toes lift. Knee comes in, and then back down. Again, right heel, right toes. Bring the knee into the chest. Rounds that tailbone under more. And then toe, ball, heel. Left heel, left toes. Bring it in. And then place the toes down. And then go ahead and just stand it back up. So that's your rolling like a ball. That's your single leg stretch. That's mountain climbers. It's all the things. So let's go right back into it. We're going to add on. So we squat down, flat back, round your spine. Really tuck the hips under. Right heel lifts, right toes lift. Now, with your knee into your chest, can you straighten the leg out? And then pull it back in, and then toe ball, heel down. Left heel, left toes, straighten the leg out. It's your L sit, and then back in. Right heel, right toes, straighten the leg out, and then back in. We also did this earlier too. Not that you need reminding, right? Toe, ball, heel, and then go and stand it all the way up. All right, so now we're ready for our pistol squats. Think of this straight leg out in front of you as being the leg that pushes into your reformer for tendon stretch. And if you're like, I have no idea what that is, lady, don't worry about it, all right? You're just gonna think of reaching forward. So legs are zipped up together. Reach your right leg out in front of you. Okay, so you're on your toes a little bit. You're gonna bend into that left knee, round your spine. Feel like your right foot is gliding forward. It can be onto the floor, that's fine. And then step it all the way back up. Okay, we're gonna stay on the same side. If that's not for you, then just stay up on your right heel. All right, squat down, round into your spine, and then stand it up. Again, reach that foot forward, round the tailbone under, and then stand it back up. We have 3 more. Reach forward, reach forward, reach forward, and then drag it back up. 2 more. Reach forward, and then drag it back up. That standing leg, it's your going up front. It's your mountain climbers. Reach forward, and then drag it back up. We are blessed to have another leg. All right, left foot forward. Squat down, round that tailbone under, and then drag it back up. Now you can keep the leg hovering if you want. That's an option. Reach the leg forward, and then drag it back up. We have 4 more. And up. Feel like you're pulling your seat to your right heel here. Reach, 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 and back up. What is that, 2 more? 2 more? Reach, 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 and then back up. Let that tailbone curl under. I think in the gym rat world, it's called a butt wink. Let it happen. Reach forward, and back up. I'm gonna do 1 more because I think I lost count again. And then pull yourself back up. All right, hold on for dear life. Right ankle over your left knee. You're gonna squat down. Getting a stretch on that right hip. And now stay on this side. Stand it back up and then squat back down. Maybe you go a little bit deeper. And then back up, right foot down, left ankle over right knee. Squat down, breathe into those tight spots, and then back up. 1 more time like that. And then back up. All right, so now come standing with your arms straight out in front of you. Feet, hip socket, shoulder width distance apart. Press down into those handles, nod your chin, roll yourself out. And then just find a little sway here. Maybe you let a knee bend, maybe you let the hips sway as well. And then find centered. And then sweep your right arm up to the ceiling as your left knee bends and stick that right hip out. And then come back to center. Left arm sweeps up and away. Press the left big ball of the foot down into the mat. And then back to center. I'm hoping that deepened the stretch. I caught myself rolling out. And then back to center. 1 more time each side. And now square yourself off. Let your head hang like elephant. So round into your spine. Circle the arms up or around and up to the ceiling. And then let your hips lean back. And then lean the hips forward. Circle the arms around and in front, and then stack your spine all the way up. Now, if that was too much on the shoulders, just scoot forward a little bit, okay? So again, roll yourself out. Let the head hang heavy. Round and lift through the ribs. Circle the arms around and up. Push into those handles. Guide yourself back. And then hips go forward. Circle the arms around. And then come all the way back up. And you are done. Nice work today, y'all.